After that whole extended Kody pass situation, I just want to let him go. So, what's your next step? I'm going to apologize. This is my journey and I hope they can accept it. I just wanted to come by and say that I'm truly sorry. Wow, I apologize. And the big one saying I didn't love you. This is my husband right here. But why do you think this is the right moment? Apologies are so needed because things are still toxic. Do you apologize for being toxic to me? Hey friends, Kody Brown is being called out as an unreliable father. One of his children recently went on social media to respond to a viral clip of Kody claiming he's reaching out to his kids while they aren't reciprocating. Kody has been blaming the lack of connection on his children, saying he's doing everything possible to maintain those relationships. But his child, Leon, says that's not true. Kody has made multiple statements publicly and in interviews about his efforts to connect with his children. He has said things like, repairing broken relationships isn't easy and it's a messy process. He admits he could have done better and he's making an effort to reach out. He also mentioned that reality TV complicates things because whatever he says is recorded and judged by others. He claimed that while his opinion of himself doesn't matter, public perception and reporting influence how his children see him. On the show, Kody has insisted he reached out to all of his children and if they're not engaging, it's because they aren't reciprocating. He repeated this narrative in interviews on Fox 5 New York and in podcasts, even placing some blame on his ex-wives for the estrangement. He has suggested that podcasters and journalists reporting on his words are shaping his children's opinions, implying that what people say about him affects them more than his own actions. But Leon sees it differently. On Instagram, Leon wrote that he hasn't heard from his father since his brother's death, calling Kody a liar and a joke of a father. This contradicts Kody's claims that he's been reaching out. While some children, like Meri, may have received occasional messages, others, including Leon, have been completely ignored. The family fractures following Garrison's death have been deep and arguably irreparable in some cases. Some children feel Kody's actions and words, particularly around Garrison, directly impacted his mental health, including struggles with alcohol and depression. Kody's statements about spending time with Garrison, like having a beer together, conflict with prior accounts he gave to the media, suggesting he's altering narratives to gain sympathy. These inconsistencies and repeated misrepresentations are a core reason some of his children don't want contact with him. Additionally, there are allegations that Kody has rejected Leon because of their transgender identity, and that Robin also refused to accept them, with reports of derogatory comments made toward Leon. Meanwhile, Meri has maintained a respectful relationship with Leon, honoring their privacy and not discussing them publicly. Her approach highlights her support and protection of her child, contrasting with Kody's repeated prioritization of fame over family. Leon's decision to speak out sheds light on the truth and challenges Kody's apology tour, which seems more like an attempt to control the narrative, rather than genuinely repair relationships. Kody's lies have been facilitated by others covering for him, but with fewer enablers. The truth becomes harder to ignore. It's heartbreaking to see a parent reject their child over identity. Kody's repeated behavior demonstrates a consistent pattern of prioritizing public image and fame over the well-being of his children. I respect Leon for coming forward and sharing their perspective. That's the update for today. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe if you haven't, and hit the bell so you don't miss new content. Thanks for watching, friends. After the whole extended Kody pass situation, I just want to let him go. So, what's your next step? I'm going to apologize. This is my journey and I hope they can accept it. I just wanted to come by and say that I'm truly sorry. Wow, I apologize. And the big one saying I didn't love you. This is my husband right here. But why do you think this is the right moment? Apologies are so needed because things are still toxic. Do you apologize for being toxic to me? Kody Brown has been called out as an unreliable father. One of his children recently spoke on social media after a video went viral showing Kody claiming he's making efforts to contact his children while they supposedly aren't responding. Kody has been blaming the lack of relationship on the kids, insisting he's doing everything possible to stay connected. But his child, Leon, says that's simply not true. Kody has repeatedly said in public and in interviews that he's trying to fix relationships with his kids. He talks about the process being messy and not pretty, admitting he could have done better and claiming he's making an effort. He also explains that being on reality TV complicates things because whatever he says gets recorded and judged by the public. He insists that while his personal opinion of himself doesn't matter, what people report about him affects his children's perception of him. On the show, Kody insisted that he reached out to all of his children And if they're not engaging, it's because they aren't reciprocating. He repeated this message in interviews on Fox 5 New York and on podcasts, even suggesting that his ex-wives were partially to blame for the estrangement. He also claimed that podcasters and journalists reporting on his words were influencing his children's opinions, implying that how others portray him affects their perception more than his own actions. But Leon sees things very differently. On Instagram, Leon posted that they haven't heard from Kody since their brother's death, calling him a liar and a joke of a father. This directly contradicts Kody's statements that he has been reaching out. While some children, like McKelly, may have received occasional messages, others including Leon have been completely ignored. The family fractures following Garrison's death have been profound and in some cases, maybe irreparable. Some of Kody's children believe that the way he treated Garrison, both on and off the show, contributed to his struggles with mental health, including depression and alcohol use. Kody's recounting of his time with Garrison, such as claiming he had a beer with him the last time they were together, conflicts with previous statements he gave to the media, suggesting he sometimes alters the story to gain sympathy. These inconsistencies and repeated misrepresentations are a major reason some of his children do not want contact with him beyond the general estrangement. There are serious allegations that Kody has rejected Leon because they are transgender, and that Robin also refuses to accept them. Reports even suggest that some family members made disparaging remarks, calling Leon evil or mocking them. On the other hand, Meri has maintained a supportive relationship with Leon, respecting their privacy and never speaking about them publicly. She consistently honors Leon's boundaries, showing love and protection in contrast to Kody's behavior. This difference highlights the real impact of Kody's actions. His repeated prioritization of fame and public image over the well-being of his children has caused deep emotional wounds. Leon's decision to speak out publicly helps set the record straight and challenges Kody's so-called apology tour, which appears more about controlling the narrative than genuinely repairing relationships. Kody's lies are only effective when others enable them. In the past, people within the family may have covered for him, but now that fewer voices support his narrative, the truth is harder to hide. Kody wants others to keep enabling his stories, but that's no longer happening. His insistence on prioritizing fame over family has serious consequences for his children's mental health and the family's overall cohesion. It's heartbreaking to see a parent reject their child simply for being who they are. Leon's courage in speaking out demonstrates the importance of truth and accountability, especially when a parent's actions have caused lasting harm. The fallout from Garrison's death further underscores the consequences of Kody's actions. Garrison's medical report listed his death as a self-inflicted gunshot wound, with acute alcohol poisoning as a contributing factor. His blood alcohol level was extremely high, which impaired his judgment and cognitive abilities. Many believe that if he had been sober that night, he might not have taken his life. Kody, however, has repeatedly tried to frame his relationship with Garrison to gain sympathy, claiming he had a beer with him the last time they were together, contradicting earlier statements that he wished he could have. These inconsistencies, combined with his public portrayal of events, reinforce why some of his children have chosen to distance themselves from him. Kody's repeated lies and manipulations, along with his lack of genuine accountability, show a pattern of prioritizing fame and image over the emotional and mental well-being of his family. Leon's decision to speak openly about their experience is an important counterpoint, ensuring the truth is heard. It's devastating to witness a parent reject or mistreat their child based on identity or personal beliefs. Leon's courage highlights the importance of honesty, self-advocacy, and standing up against harm even when it comes from family. Kody's behavior serves as a stark reminder that fame and image should never come at the cost of love, respect, and the mental health of one's children. That's the update for today. I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the bell so you never miss new content. Thanks so much for watching and take care.